Hello my beautiful love goods, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm just building a really simple little cottage. There's nothing else that I can say about it. It's just a little house that's cute and charming and simple and adorable, and that's all that I can say about it because it's that simple. I literally was watching an apartment tour of an artist that I follow on YouTube, and she had this cute little studio apartment in Seattle, Washington. This was an older video, so she doesn't live there anymore, but she was just showing off her studio apartment that she lived, and it was so cute and so charming and cozy, and everything was kind of not mismatched. It's not like mismatched intentionally, it's not like that vibe. It's just, it looks like it was a house that was properly lived in and was added to over time. So it really inspired me to build something like this and just, you know, just do something fun and cozy and simple. And I find myself really enjoying these types of builds way more than these elaborate, huge builds that I've been trying to do. I don't know why. It's just, I guess something like this feels more realistic to me, as not just as a person, but just in general. Like, it just feels more realistic because I don't know, it looks believable, if you know what I mean. Like, it looks like you could walk into this and actually see this in real life. So yeah, but anyway, this is available on the Sims 4 gallery. All you have to do is search for my username lukeydean and the hashtag lukey to find it. And there is no custom content whatsoever in this build. I did use the OMSP shelf. If you all don't know, Picture Amoeba? Is it Picture Amoeba or Picture Amoeba? It's Picture Amoeba, isn't it? But yeah, they updated their OMSP shelf. You know, the red shelf that you see me using a lot to clutter up surfaces. They updated that. The recent patch broke it for some reason, so basically they removed some of the slots off of it. It's still just as useful as it was before, so it didn't really affect its usage at all. It's just they had to kind of change it a bit to make it like properly work, because and the link that I do put in the description down below will still take you to the same page to download it. It's just been updated, so you're good, I hope. Let's hope. But yeah, this is just such a cute little cozy cottage apartment house thingy. It's kind of one room. The kitchen is separated a little bit there by that wall, but it is essentially a one room house because everything is open plan. Essentially, you know, you've got your bedroom, office, living space in that one little area. Then you have your dining kitchen area, and then there's the bathroom. It feels like an apartment, but it's a cottage because, you know, the apartments in The Sims 4, they're all the same shapes over and over, and I wanted to build something a little different. You know what I mean? But yeah, still had a lot of fun building it. It was very cozy, very, I don't know, like the colors I really liked because I wanted to use a lot of these like warm wooden tones with like the beige and the white, but I was finding that it looked a little boring. So when I mixed in a little bit of that gray there from like the floorboards and the tiling and stuff like that, it really kind of balanced it out and just kind of warmed it up even more. So yeah, I've learned that, you know, as an artist, as a builder, etc., you know, pairing neutral colors alongside more vibrant colors tends to kind of, they balance each other out a bit, because if you just have vibrant colors, it can be very, like, it can be too colorful. It can be like clashy. But if you just have neutral colors, you know, yes, it can look nice, but it can also be a little bit boring looking. So if you balance each other out with, you know, each other, essentially, if you balance the neutrals and the vibrant colors out with each other, they tend to make each other look nicer in relative terms. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but basically the vibrant color of this flooring here, this like kind of orangey, rich red orangey, like, is it laminate flooring? No, it's not laminate. It's linoleum. That's what it is. Balancing that out with like the gray for some reason really worked well for me. I don't know why. It looks good. It just does. And I don't know. I really like it. It's really fun. It's a really fun little cottage. I really enjoy it. I definitely see myself living here for sure. I've always been that type of person where I will say, oh, this is my dream house. And it's like a little tiny 1-bedroom house, because I don't really think at all, like think at all. What am I trying to say? Okay, I've not been feeling well, as you could probably hear for the past week. Last week was Thanksgiving and Black Friday. So I work in retail, by the way, and I'm a manager. So, I could easily say that it exhausted me. And it was a wild ride, I will say. It was very much a wild ride being working in retail, because Thanksgiving especially. Black Friday wasn't even as bad as I thought, because I work in a pretty small store. I'm not going to specify where, because no. But yeah, the store that I work in, it's not in like a big city, and it's not a very hustly bustly area. It's pretty busy, but not crazy busy. So Black Friday, it was not like a Target, essentially. Thanksgiving, however, oh my goodness. It was the most packed that I've ever seen it. And it was like our big day. So it was definitely a time working Thanksgiving Day, because I was exhausted by the time I left. I felt dead. And yeah, it was a wild day. It was a wild day. And I think my body is finally catching up, because last week was just a wild ride in general, because a lot of stuff just happened, and then that happened, and then my anxiety happened, and then now I'm sick because of a lot of reasons. But anyway, like I was saying before I lost train of thought, because that's what's been happening all day. I kind of call this a dream house of mine, because, I can't imagine living in a big house. I don't want to live in a big house because I have a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of like little things that living in a big house, having anxiety would cause, if you know what I mean. So I, would much rather live in like a tiny little rustic cottage where I know where everything is, and I don't have a lot of stuff to worry about. And, it's just, I don't know. It brings joy without giving me a lot of stuff, if you know what I mean. So I definitely see myself living in something like this one day, because it's just simple and it's cozy, and it's lived in. It's not perfect. It's not like, I don't think an interior designer would look at this and be like, wow, this is perfect and wonderful and beautiful and very well designed. Like, that's not really the purpose of it. It's really just to be cozy and homey, and just, something that doesn't bring you a lot of stress. So that's definitely what I see this as. Now, obviously, some people may see this and be like, wow, this brings me a lot of stress because it's cluttered. It's not like that cluttered, but like, I guess relatively speaking, it could be, but I don't know. But yeah, I definitely don't see myself, saying my dream house is like a 10-bedroom mansion, because I am not going to be that type of person. I can't imagine being that type of person. Sure, you can, imagine having a really huge house and build it in The Sims. That's great. But I don't know. I guess I just see people living in these really huge houses, with lots of bedrooms and lots of space and all this nonsense. And I just, the person inside of me cringes and just screams a bit, because I'm just like, how can you have so much stuff and not share that with other people? And not for example, and I'm getting real deep here, but you know what? The discourse is happening, y'all. Just embrace it. But basically the CEO of Amazon having this gigantic mansion with like 10 bathrooms. And I just see this and I'm just like, you could have a homeless shelter. You could, give people space to, start over their lives. You could do so much, and yet you're just living in excess. And also, on top of that, even more, all these rich people, yes, it is rich people, they have all these huge spaces and huge houses and all this expensive stuff and all these cars, all these boats, all this junk. And people don't look at that and see it as hoarding. Yet when poor people do it, it's hoarding. It's different, right? No, it's not. It's the exact same thing, except it's more socially accepted for a rich person to have 10 cars than, a poor person to have a bunch of stuff that may not seem worth anything, which, again, relatively speaking, it might not be. It might be. Who knows? But you know what I mean, right? Right? I got real deep there. I got into some discourse, but you know what? I don't care, because it's real. Because I see people living in these really expensive houses and all this stuff, and I'm just like, how can you live in that and not feel a little bit of regret. I don't know, and I'm not talking about people who work a 9 to 5 who live in a pretty decent house. That's not what I'm talking about. Just to be clear, I'm talking about these people that make too much money, that kind of leech off of other people. I'm talking about CEOs. I'm talking about these people that have $1 million houses. I'm not talking about the $40,000 a year, middle class person, because you know what? Y'all do you. Y'all work a 9 to 5, whatever. It's fine. I'm talking about these rich people that make too damn much money. Okay, sis? So I needed to get that out of my system. I don't know why. I've just been feeling that lately. I'm not going to talk about politics, but, a lot of times, people in my life will get really, really nervous about hearing about taxing the rich and all this stuff. And they get nervous about it. I'm like, why are you nervous? You're not rich. You're so not rich. You're like barely middle class. Like, oh my goodness. None of us will ever, the amount of money some of these people make, these CEOs, etc., the amount of money that they have, we will never in a million years have that much money. Like, we will never be able to understand having that much money. And even if we magically gained that much money overnight from like winning the lottery or something like that, we would still not be in that position, because that money is finite. And it's just, I needed to rant so bad. I don't know why. I'm not feeling well. I had a rough week last week. Black Friday, this time of year always gets me so charged against consumerism and all that nonsense, because it's just like, yeah. And also, by the way, little update. I will not have any Christmas builds on my channel, because I don't like Christmas. It is my least favorite holiday. I cannot stand it in every way, shape, and form. It has been ruined for me by so many things, because it's just, people go overboard, they spend way too much money, and it's just, I don't know. I grew up not having a lot. Like, we had enough, but like growing up and seeing like my parents struggle to pay the bills, I see these people spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on their children, and I just get a little bit like, it's fine, like, you do you, boo, but I can't do it myself. So Christmas isn't my holiday, okay? Thanksgiving is my holiday, and it's already been ruined because of freaking Black Friday and the consumerist nonsense. Oh my god, I cannot. Anyway, I'm done ranting. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry, actually, because everything I said was true, and I believe it 100%. I will never, ever take it back ever again. Anyway, I need to take another dose of NyQuil and take a nap, don't I? Because I'm in a mood. I didn't know where that came from. I don't know what happened there. I'm trying to build a cute and cozy little cottage, and here I am going on with discourse about, consumerism and these evil CEOs who are terrible, terrible people for having all this money. And you know what? They are. I'm not going to take that back. Anyway, this house is on the gallery, like I mentioned. Just, the username is lukeydean, and you can find it under the hashtag lukeylupin. Be sure to follow me on Twitter for any updates at lukeylupin. It's in the description down below. And also, this front yard's so cute. I love it so much. I made it look like they haven't mowed in a while, but it looks so charming in that way. But anyway, that is pretty much it for this build. I am not sorry for the crazy rant that I had, but I just needed to vent a bit, I guess. We all need those little spaces to vent, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all so very much for the support and the nice comments that I've been receiving lately. Thank you all for just being great. I'm so thankful for you all. I know Thanksgiving passed, but I'm very, very thankful for my love goods. Y'all are some of the most amazing people on the internet. You're so sweet and so just encouraging, and I don't know. I just love you all a lot, and y'all are really great, really, really great people, and I really, really miss you all. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the video and my, nonsensical rambling. Thank you all so very much for watching. Stay weird and beware of the narcos.